Here I am, so far down. Okay, so true confessions. I have more than 100 pairs of shoes in my closet. Really, I only have 2 feet. It's pretty ridiculous. How did this happen? And why? Well, it's because I love shoes, in case you can't tell, and I'm greedy, but I'm also very cheap. So none of these shoes came to me with money. They all came for free. But it all started with imprinting with the first pair of shoes. When I was tiny, I still remember them. They had a snub nose and a daisy cutout and a little strap it fastened with a button hook. And I loved them so much, my parents got me a pair in red and in blue and in brown, and it was the perfect shoe. But your feet grow. And I've been looking for the perfect shoe ever since. And the free box in Bolinas, where I live, gave me shoes galore. Now, the free box is a shed, and it's where you drop stuff off you don't want or need, and you can get stuff you want or need. And nobody is saying you don't need another pair of shoes. And it was a mess, because people just hurled them in, and they were knee-deep in shoes. And so you'd find one, and then you'd have to go ass over tea kettle to find the other, if you could. It was horrible. And I work in a library, and I like order. So I put those shoes in order periodically. I mated the shoes. You know, the laces tied, the Velcro together, heel into toe. And for a while, everybody could walk out with a pair of matching shoes. It was great. And I was always looking for the perfect pair of shoes, and then one summer they came. Not the shoes I expected, because the free box is not real life. It gives you what it thinks you should have. And so they were thick rubber soles with a tatami mat, thick rubber wedges, a tatami mat sole, and a velvet thong. And when I put my feet into those, I felt like a elegant but bouncy geisha. It was cool, and they were beautiful, and I wore them every day. And you should have heard the shoes in my closet. You know, the tongues were wagging and the laces were snarling. What about me? What about me? What about? But I wore those shoes until one day I came downstairs to slip my feet into them, and I could only slip one foot into the one remaining shoe. The other was gone. It's impossible. They don't have feet, but it was gone. And so I searched up and down and in and out and over and under every preposition, and I couldn't find them. Did the puppy, the dog downstairs, she missed her puppy. She maybe took my shoe. But, you know, I finally let out a kind of Buddhist breath. I said, it's lost. And I gave it up, except that I kind of hid the extra remaining shoe in the bottom of a basket. And then I wore the other shoes, and they were happy. I was on my way to a wedding, and at the side of the road, I saw something very familiar, but I couldn't stop because I was late for the wedding. So I got there, and I sat through the whole goddamn wedding. And when they pushed the cake into each other's faces, I could leave. And I went back, and I parked the car. It was a narrow road with turnoffs, and I hiked a quarter of a mile in my wedding finery. And I looked, and I crouched, and I saw it, and I seized, and I picked it up. Black rubber wedge, tatami mat sole, velvet thong, size 8. I went back to the house. I went into that basket. I pulled out my shoe. Indeed, they matched. They were both left shoes. But that's why I have 100 pairs of backups in my closet. And one day, the next perfect pair may just come along. Thank you.
Neshama Franklin.